In 1893, a patient walked into a hospital with no heartbeat and walked out alive 3 weeks later. This is not fiction. This is the story of the most brilliant medical mind you've never heard of, and the impossible surgery that changed everything we know about life and death. Picture this: September 6th, 1893. The gas lamps flicker in the corridors of the Allgemeines Krankenhaus in Vienna, Austria. The largest hospital in Europe buzzes with the constant hum of human suffering and medical experimentation. In Ward 7, a 22-year-old baker named Franz Richter lies dying. His heart, the very engine of life, has been pierced by a kitchen knife in a tavern brawl. Blood pools in the space around his heart, crushing it with every faint, irregular beat. The attending physicians shake their heads. In 1893, opening a human chest meant certain death. The heart was sacred territory, untouchable, unknowable, and absolutely forbidden. But one man refused to accept the impossible. Dr. Ludwig Renn was not like other surgeons. While his colleagues clung to tradition, he studied the forbidden texts. While they feared the heart, he dreamed of healing it. At 44 years old, this German-born surgeon had already earned a reputation as a maverick, brilliant but reckless. As Franz's breathing grew shallow and his pulse faded to nothing, Dr. Renn made a decision that would either save a life or destroy his career forever. The operating theater fell silent as Dr. Renn announced his intention. He would do what no surgeon in human history had ever attempted. He would cut open a living chest and sew a beating heart. His colleagues pleaded with him to reconsider. The medical establishment of 1893 believed the heart was too delicate, too vital to survive human touch. One false move, one misplaced stitch, and the patient would die instantly. But Franz Richter was already dying. Dr. Renn's hands moved with surgical precision, guided by years of studying anatomy on cadavers and countless hours practicing on animals. He had revolutionized techniques that others deemed impossible. This was his moment to prove that the boundaries of medicine existed only in the minds of those too afraid to cross them. The incision was made at 2:47 in the afternoon. As the chest opened, something extraordinary happened. Franz's heart, though barely beating, was still fighting for life. If stories of impossible courage inspire you, hit that subscribe button, because what happened next will change how you think about the limits of human determination. What Dr. Renn discovered inside Franz's chest defied everything medical science understood about survival. The heart had nearly stopped, beating perhaps once every 10 seconds, so faintly that no pulse could be detected at the wrist. By all medical definitions of 1893, Franz Richter was dead. But Dr. Renn saw something his colleagues missed. Deep in the cardiac muscle, electrical impulses still flickered. The heart wanted to live. It just needed help. Working by candlelight and intuition, Dr. Renn began the repair. Each suture had to be perfect. One mistake would cause the heart to hemorrhage beyond repair. There were no heart monitors, no backup systems, no safety nets. For 47 minutes, Franz Richter lived without a detectable heartbeat, while Dr. Renn performed surgery on the very organ that sustained life. Contemporary medical journals from that day described the surgery as an act of divine intervention disguised as medical procedure. Dr. Renn later wrote in his personal notes, "I felt as though I held not just a heart, but the very essence of human will to survive. When the final suture was placed, something miraculous occurred. Franz's heart began to beat, slowly at first, then stronger, then with the rhythm of renewed life. But the real miracle wasn't the surgery. It was what happened next. Franz Richter not only survived, he thrived. Against every medical prediction of 1893, he recovered fully. He returned to his bakery, married his sweetheart, and lived for another 47 years. He died in 1940 of natural causes, carrying within his chest the scars of the world's first successful cardiac surgery. Dr. Wren's success sent shockwaves through the global medical community. Surgeons from London to New York wrote letters demanding to know his techniques. Medical schools rewrote their textbooks. The impossible had become possible. But perhaps the most remarkable detail is found in Franz's own words, written in a letter to Dr. Wren 20 years after the surgery. "You gave me not just life, but the knowledge that miracles happen when someone refuses to accept defeat." Dr. Wren's success opened the door to modern cardiac surgery. Today, heart operations save millions of lives annually. Transplants, bypasses, artificial hearts all trace their origins to that September afternoon in Vienna, when one surgeon dared to touch the untouchable. Yet Dr. Wren never sought fame or fortune. He continued practicing medicine until his death in 1930, performing surgeries that others deemed impossible, always pushing the boundaries of what medicine could achieve. Here's what I want you to think about. What modern medical impossibilities are we accepting today that future generations will solve? Leave your thoughts in the comments, because the next medical breakthrough might come from someone reading this right now. There's something profound about this story that goes beyond medicine. In 1893, when the average life expectancy was 47 years, when infections killed more people than wars, when medical knowledge was limited and primitive, one man refused to let limitation define possibility. Dr. Wren didn't have modern equipment. He didn't have decades of research to guide him. He had only his hands, his knowledge, and an unshakable belief that every life was worth fighting for. Franz Richter's survival proved something revolutionary. The human body is far more resilient than we imagine, and the human spirit, both patient and doctor, can overcome odds that seem insurmountable. Today, when we face challenges that seem impossible, when the world tells us something cannot be done, we can remember Franz Richter walking out of that Vienna hospital, alive and whole, carrying the proof that miracles happen when courage meets skill. This story matters today because we still face medical impossibilities. Cancer that resists treatment, genetic diseases with no cure, conditions that modern medicine calls terminal. But somewhere in a hospital tonight, there's a doctor like Ludwig Wren, studying the impossible, preparing to attempt what others won't dare. And somewhere, there's a patient like Franz Richter, fighting for life with a heart that refuses to surrender. If this story moved you, if you believe that tales of human courage and medical miracles deserve to be remembered and shared, then subscribe to keep these forgotten heroes alive in our memory. Because history's greatest healers didn't perform miracles for fame. They did it for the simple, profound belief that every life is worth saving.